I've been trying to apply everything we're doing to my work. In fact, I listened this week to a recording from August 2021. So in human time, that was 2 years ago. And I heard it with more clarity than ever before. So we were talking a lot about the idea of helping people and how that was a real tripping point because it's sort of based in their needing my help. And instead, like the app I'm building and stuff like that, just doing it out of exuberance and joy and following my bliss and stuff. And so when my mind starts to get really active and telling me, well, if we do this, then that'll lead to that, and blah, 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 in fear-based ways, not in like, I can feel, I know the pattern really well. And I also know that's not what's going to happen, even though it's what my mind says. So even better to not follow it and trying to drop back into feeling. And what I'm getting to here is, as I was doing that over the last couple of days, and I had a lot of feelings going on, so maybe that complicated it. Anna and I got in a big fight and stuff. I kept finding myself drawn to do this thing that I did this morning, where I took my old Staying Calm in Crisis course and I made it available and made it a fundraiser because there was a big earthquake in Morocco where my sister lives. And from the point of view of helping people and focusing on problems and stuff like this was clearly in that wheelhouse. I mean, the whole thing is called Staying Calm in Crisis, and I made it during COVID, and I was responding to the earthquake. But when I stopped, instead of the things that felt like they might be more uplifting along the blissipline line of things, what I just stopped, that's what I wanted to do. So I went with it. And I just stopped, and that's what I wanted to do. And I went with it. And it went really smoothly and easily. And I guess I'm a little bit confused.
What is the question?
You know, the things that I want that appear to be connected to my doing multiple steps, and maybe even multiple steps of multiple steps, years of multiple steps. I guess I'm having trouble navigating it. Part of me feels like I know, just follow your bliss, just follow your impulse, just feel what's most delightful. Of course, if you're having a crappy day, then is what's most delightful really downstream, or is it just a little less upstream, you know? So I do want to accomplish big things in my work. I really want it. I honestly don't think, even if I settled into some kind of like bliss, I don't think I would be satisfied without that. And I recognize in theory that one can do that in bliss, but in my experience, I haven't found that yet. So I guess I want to make a lot of progress in my actual work, and I want to enjoy it, but I don't really know how to do those two things.
Come back to the right here, right now. So, as you are focusing outside yourself on these big things and into the future, these series of steps and how to do, how to accomplish, how to expand, how to anything, you are not in the right here, right now. As you come back to the right here, right now, into this breath, this body, this feeling, this very moment, the guidance leads you through your guidance, your feelings, your emotions. This is what you crave beyond all else. We would call all of these other desires of which you are aware and about which you are so articulate, we would call them secondary. Your primary desire, your reason for being, your love, your choice, your intention, your focus, your fun, your freedom, your joy is to feel this moment right here, right now, in this satisfaction, in this ease, in this joyfulness. Everything you want calls to you in the right order, with excellent timing, with resources behind it.
You know, I've had this conversation with you so many times, and I guess I'm kind of glad to have it when I'm in the no side of the answer, because I guess what I mean is very often when we're talking and you're saying things like that, I drop right into that kind of presence, and it just seems like obvious, like, yes, of course. And then life happens in various ways. And, you know, I feel like I have habitual responses to particularly this topic. I mean, particularly the topic of earning a living, honestly. That's where it gets out of whack for me, and certainly tried to separate them. I even claimed in my recording with you 2 years ago I was succeeding, which is hilarious to me now. So then when I actually start to get into it, which is every day, it's like it throws me off center. And then I can find my way back sometimes through rampaging and through all kinds of things. But I guess, yeah, go ahead.
The tendency, the very human tendency, is to take the recognition of momentum and say, see there, I'm doing something wrong. The momentum is the most natural thing in the world. It is being caused, created, caused, maintained, perpetuated forever by the primary law of the universe, which is commonly known as the law of attraction. In this momentum, swerving off to the side successfully is not likely. In this
Right.
momentum, continuation of the past is likely.
Yes. Okay.
And as you become more and more aware of your own momentum, sitting in judgment of your own momentum from old, from past, from habit, strong momentum, to sit in judgment of the momentum is also its own momentum. As you get very gentle with yourself, and as you check in, and as you discern, and as you practice, and as you build your skills, allow for the momentum. Allow in
Yeah.
advance. Say ahead of time, this has a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to
That makes so
focus
much
on this
sense.
today, and I'm going to do this and this, or I'm going to focus in this way, and I'm going to try this new skill. I'm going to practice this other thing, and I'm going to recognize right now, ahead of time, very gently with myself. I'm going to say, I recognize, I feel, I sense, I discern. I could write about and talk about for a long time. I have momentum.
On this particular topic or of this particular process or
Yes.
way of being.
Or
Yeah.
of this particular feeling. I can feel
Mm-hmm.
my momentum. I can
Yes.
feel it. I can feel it.
Yes.
It's in my body. It's in my thought processes. It's in my feelings. It's in my habitual response. It's in my planning habits. It's in me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's the that's okay. That's the key right there.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
must
It's so
fully
crazy.
recognize before you can
Yeah.
say something is okay. If you say, but it's probably, like that. Okay. And that's no, okay. I can't say, okay. It's, as you
Right.
recognize, as you accept, as you embrace,
Right.
as you
Right.
feel right
Right.
here, right now, and
Right.
then say, and that's okay.
Right. There's that full acknowledgement of this moment, not the idea of it, not how it was yesterday, not how it usually is, just right here, this moment,
Yes.
just that full acknowledgement. I think that is what I kind of shy away from, is that full acknowledgement of that moment and just saying that's okay. And I recognize the thing about momentum, I know this. You got to tap the brakes. You can't slam on the brakes, it won't work. And
Knowing it and feeling it are very different, aren't they?
yeah, they are. And even as we're saying this, I can feel a little something in my chest, sort of, you know, just I feel it. Yeah, and I appreciate the pre-paving too. You mentioned that last time to me, and I've been practicing a little bit. And boy, is it helpful. Okay, well, I have an
Momentum is like
appointment
the
and I need to
tide.
go.
It is like the tide coming in or out. You cannot just say, well, I wish this tide would not
Mm,
go out. I wish
yes,
this flood would not come in.
yes, right. You have to wait a little bit for the process.
Embrace the process.
Embrace, not
Embrace
wait,
the
just
reality
embrace.
of the process, of the
Right.
feeling of it, not the thought of it, the feeling of it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
feel, I feel this, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Oprah.